It is May 22nd. It is day 123 of the Trump presidency. And the headlines today really pissed me off, but I'm here to tell you what happened. First and foremost, I am sure that you have heard that the bill passed through the House. So the budget bill, the tax bill, it made it through by one vote. And the irony of that is that 3 Democrats have passed away in office since January. There were no Democrats that voted for this bill. They all voted no. So if those people were alive, or if we had chosen to hire younger representatives, we would not be in this situation right now. But here we are, and people are facing losing their Medicare, their Medicaid, cuts to SNAP, yada yada. The list goes on. It's an awful fucking bill, and honestly, not a little part of it is that it's going to add $3 trillion to our debt over the coming years. And it also codifies Trump's tax law that is giving huge tax breaks to the wealthy. I need to look into that because I believe that typically the word codify means like it's semi-permanent. Yeah, I need to check into that. So anyways, it sucks. There's no getting around it, and it's sitting in the Senate right now. And I don't have a lot of faith in the ability of this country to push back against this administration. I know that there are judges trying, but I just don't. Again, people in the House and the Senate and in Congress, they're all being threatened. So a lot of them are just kowtowing to what Trump wants. Anyways, Trump told Harvard University today that they are not to enroll any more foreign students. And they very specifically blamed this on the Palestine situation. They basically said that Harvard has opened its campus and allowed Harvard to be a place where anti-Semitic rhetoric is being tossed around freely. Yeah. I mean, Harvard is saying this is obviously not legal and violates all kinds of laws. And I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next, but the Trump administration is telling the university that they need to force their currently enrolled foreign students, all of them, to transfer or leave the country. Or, I mean, both. Wild times that we live in. Absolutely bananas. At the same time, a judge today blocked the Trump administration's and the authorities' ability to revoke foreign students' legal status. So, you know, this administration is in direct conflict with our legal system. And it's literally, you know, it's a head-to-head situation. And obviously they haven't listened, right? Like they just were told yesterday that they violated a court order. They just keep doing it, dude. They don't care. So now what? Who is going to hold their hands to the fire? Truly. That's what I need to see. It's honestly like I find myself feeling very fatigued with the headlines right now because I'm like, I don't care about judges blocking jack squat. Who's going to actually do something about this? I need consequences, not just a judge saying you can't do this. They're not listening. So what are you going to actually do about it? And we don't really have anything other than impeachment built into the system to handle this. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because they're all paid off or they're just being given a lot of stock tips, but like Democrats are not moving to impeach. In fact, they blocked like one of their own members from bringing articles of impeachment. So, I'm just not really, I'm a little checked out lately. I sort of want to like let the house fall and see what's left in the rubble when it's done. I'm going to continue to show up here, but it's a drag, man. Let's bring some of the 70s terms back. Okay. So a judge has also blocked Trump's ability to dismantle the Department of Education. Blocked the executive order, said that they must go through Congress because it's unconstitutional, and said that they cannot fire people from the Department of Education. They can't fire their employees. Let's see what happens. Like, that's all I have to say about any of this. You know, it doesn't feel like a win to me, per se. And also, the Supreme Court is acquiescing on a lot of it. They're allowing the Trump administration to fire all kinds of people. So, you know, the story is complicated. The Supreme Court also had a tie vote that ends up being pushed to a no when it comes to the taxpayer-funded Catholic school debacle in Oklahoma. So that is actually good news. It means that our tax dollars cannot fund religious private schools. Good. Thank God. Unironically. I don't know why, if the Supreme Court comes to a tie, it automatically falls to a no. Again, a lot of these things, I'll be honest with you, I'm learning some of the stuff against my will. I didn't know that I was going to have to do this in this lifetime or care so much. And I honestly, that's the problem. I'm part of the problem, right? Like, not enough of us took accountability and made this our problem and got involved. And so here we are. And there's still a huge segment of our population that doesn't even vote, which is, it's an abomination, man. It's not good. And it's what is getting us into this situation, because people are fed this propaganda that it doesn't matter. And as you can see, one vote can literally send people to their graves. That's what's happening. It's not a joke. One vote in the House. Whoa, Bixie came in with his zombie eyeballs. Bixie, you're zombie eyeballing us. Oh no. Anyways, it's working. It's distracting me. This is a very sad story. There were 2 young employees of the Israeli embassy that were shot and killed by a gunman with a manifesto. They were killed outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum. The manifesto from this young man says he did it for Palestine. I think what's happening right now is driving people fucking nuts. And I'm not saying I'm sure that this person had all kinds of mental health issues and was already unwell. But I can tell you that even for sane people, I mean, I'm seeing videos of people sobbing and begging for mercy, essentially, with all of this, with what's happening to everyone in Gaza, to what's happening to us here. It's breaking people mentally. And a lot of people they've never even flexed this muscle. They don't even, to be subjected to that level of hopelessness, powerlessness, grief, and fear, it does things to your brain. And again, like, not everyone has practice with this. For some people, their lives have been relatively sheltered and easy, and they didn't know. So, but when I say they didn't know, I mean, TikTok has opened up Pandora's box, because TikTok allowed us to see from like first person perspective what it's like to be in that war. Well, if you want to call it, I know a lot of people have objections to it being called a war, and I understand that. So I don't have necessarily the destruction, the genocide was happening to people. We were watching it. So there's almost daily, again, there's videos back in my feed, you know, typically one at least every other day, on the ground in Gaza, And let me tell you, it does things to you. To see it is different than to hear X amount of people died and to not know the backstory, right? Like, so for instance, previous wars in my lifetime, like the Gulf War, things that have happened in in the Middle East, we didn't see any of it. We heard the headlines, and we can't see it. We didn't know who those people were. We didn't know what they were. I mean, you hear about people dying. It's just very different than watching someone running out of a burning building. It's not the same thing. So anyways, it's completely demolishing people's brains. And the people that are living through it are, I mean, I don't know how you help someone go on in life. I mean, I know that many people did happen to live lives. They made it out alive during the Holocaust, and then they somehow went on to lead productive lives. I don't understand that. I don't know how they did it. I know they wrote books about it. Some of them did. Man's Search for Meaning is a great book. Anyways, we're really screwed. Things are not good right now. It's dark. We're in very, very dark times as a world. The United States also launched a nuclear weapons drill today in preparation for the potential of World War III. Again, as like also a saber rattling to try to show that like we have readiness. Yeah. Anyways, unfortunately, both of those young people passed away. And interestingly enough, I guess they were also in a romantic relationship, and the young man was planning on proposing to that young woman within the coming days. So it's pretty tragic. And I don't condone violence against civilians under any circumstances, period. I don't care. I chose those words for a reason. I think that there is justified self-defense in certain circumstances. But violence against civilians? No, never. Absolutely never. There was a weird, crazy plane crash that happened in a neighborhood in San Diego. The neighborhood is like a Navy neighborhood. Is all Navy housing. And unfortunately, the plane itself crashed into 11 homes and set one on fire. 3 people are dead, but I believe they were only the crew that were on the plane. And then the plane happened to be carrying like a music production company crew. And I recognize the name. Dave Shapiro is like the founder and CEO, I believe. He was on the plane and died. And in the comments, it said he had previously represented, I think, Vanessa Carlton. Like, these are names from like 90s bands. Sum 41, maybe? I don't know. In any case, unfortunately, that's very tragic. And it's, small planes have always had, and like private jets have always had more problems. But obviously the skies are really difficult to navigate. There's all kinds of stuff going on with our air traffic control systems, and also the people that operate them are literally coming out and saying, like, it's not safe. Like, please don't. You shouldn't be flying right now. So anyways, not cool, kind of freaky, and not typical, right? Like, we don't typically see. So we don't know. I don't know that they've released anything as far as like, was there something wrong with the plane, or was this a navigation problem? I don't know. I don't have answers for you. This is the last headline. It's a short show. But the Senate voted to block California's rule that would have banned the sale of gas cars by 2035. We're climbing up a very steep hill right now because now we're fighting these psychopathic billionaires and millionaires on top of the problems that humanity should be banding together to fight, like climate change and the effects of climate change, which also include increased pandemics. But instead, we literally have psychos making it worse. And I saw in someone's comments today, a friend of mine, someone said they called it clean hands eugenics, like what they're about to do with Medicare and Medicaid. And what they mean by that is this is a way to kill off poor people without having to like go out in the streets and shoot them or bomb them, because they're not going to be able to access food, housing, healthcare. They're not going to be able to protect themselves from pandemics. I mean, they just literally blocked the COVID vaccine. So they're doing things that are increasing the chances of killing off large swaths of the population. I've never been a conspiracy theorist when it came to that. Like, oh, they want to kill us all. Like, I've always been like, all right, I don't believe that. But because they need somebody to keep paying for their trash, right? But maybe they don't. I don't know, man. I'm very like open to, again, seeing the directions that this all goes. And I think that I think that the tech bros are more likely to be the ones that want to kill off most of humankind. I feel like the Project 2025 people, I don't know. I don't know what they believe, because I don't know if I believe that they actually believe in Jesus and God. I don't think I do. I think it's just a tool of control for them. But anyways, we live in dark times. And I am very sad. I feel that this bill probably is likely to pass through the Senate again, as I said, just based on the cowardice that I've seen so far. And I'm just worried. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch what's going to happen to our elderly people in this country who deserve so much better, and the children whose parents brought them here without resources, and they don't have... there's just going to be a lot of suffering coming, and it's going to be really scary. Which means I'm going to need to read more of my book, because it reminds me those people had literally no access. I mean, I don't even know, hospitals barely existed in the early 1900s. And, they didn't have any food. They didn't have heat or air conditioning, and I don't know. They survived it somehow, so, never completely count humanity out, I guess, but I am for sure concerned, to say the least, about not just this country, but the world. So anyways, I'm gonna go do a bunch of stuff to scrub this out of my brain. And I'm gonna, just space out, watch some stuff, do some meditation, go for a long walk. I already ate. Make sure you don't let yourself get too hungry. You don't want to be hungry until, or maybe it's good practice. I don't know. I'm sorry. Very bad joke. I'll see you guys tomorrow.